Forex Shark, the ecosystem, his projects. Some people are running for the friggin' hills, but not us. Welcome back to the channel where we build financial power. My name is Matt, and this is
Potter.
If you're new to this, we talk about all of the things DeFi, crypto, Web3, technology, and we're all about building financial power. Potter, before we dive all the way into it, how you feeling over there?
I'm doing good. It's kind of a weird week, but as always, we're not here to give out financial advice. We recommend you stay out of crypto, as a matter of fact, but we are documenting our journey. And when people look back at this, they can see that we were calling this not like we're going to get some trophy, but we were calling this because of what we saw it was going to provide for the world. Way back when people were going, that's crap, right? And we think that whether it highlights our huge failure because we were wrong, not likely, or because we were right, it's good to let other people see that sometimes when you can't see things, but the numbers and the strategy that you want to employ and your risk level is at a comfortable level, you got to get in the rocket and you got to shoot for the stars. Other than that, I don't have anything.
Yeah, so you don't have many strong feelings about what's going on. Okay, I like it. So something I've been noticing that I've been seeing less content put out by the drip creators. Less, not completely, but I've just seen a little less lately. And it makes sense, to be honest with you. And I mean, there are some that are still cranking it out regardless. But I'll be honest with you. I think that's kind of a good thing. I think that's kind of a good thing when things aren't happening, when things aren't working. Some of these people that are speaking for drip, they hold back. I think that's great. There are a few creators that I'm following. I just think they're doing a great job, and I think that reflects the community and how everybody feels. And at the end of the day, I do believe this thing's gonna get launched. The actual date, I don't have any faith in the dates that he announces, but where's your head at? Because you've been in it longer than I have, but you know me, I'm still optimistically skeptical, and I do think it's a good platform. It's of any crypto I've ever been a part of, this one makes the most sense of any of them. It is right down the line of what I want, without a doubt.
Right, and it meets our risk tolerance and our risk level, and by the numbers, it's doing what it said it was going to do. Now that was drip. If we look at Animal Farm, well, that's a whole different level of fail. If you look at launch only, if you look at the application and the way it's working, it's a complete success. But like, I think I gave the analogy of if I open a theme park and I've only got one ride working, am I really a theme park? And so what people have been, standing waiting for is for the theme park to open.
Yep.
They don't care how the proficiency of the one ride that works perfectly is the best ride ever considered. It's revolutionary. They don't care. They're just so used to rug pulls and, people lying. But to your point, I've been with Forex since May. I know the one thing that you don't do ever is say, you know what, I'm going to set a date for a launch from Forex, because he's always going to choose caution over launch. And that's the difference between corporate and this guy. I think that he hasn't found the right balance yet, because I'm still highly annoyed when it comes to thinking that it's going to happen on one day or it's going to be rescheduled another day. I think it's the follow-up days that, it's going to happen tomorrow, that are annoying. It's like the moment that you say audit, everybody should know that that's 2 weeks, right? And you should be comfortable with communicating that it's going to be 2 weeks. It's for the betterment of the project,
Sure.
right? And so just being told, oh, you don't know what you're talking. You don't know what you're doing yet. Silly investor, super person. It's like moon, moon, moon. But
There you go.
I find for the drip audience, you have a highly sophisticated audience. Did I say that? Highly sophisticated audience who, like these are people who have invested before. They know what they're looking for, and they know what they don't like. And one of the biggest things smart people don't like feeling like is when they're stupid. Right. So I think that elicits that emotion, and that's why some people are like running for the door. They're like, screw this guy. But I'm like, are you here to make money for your family and financial freedom, or are you here to be right?
Yeah.
Because if you're here to be right, this is DeFi, And so what are some of the ramifications from it? Well, we have both the drip faucet, and then we have pancake swap drip. And
where you can buy it, you mean?
Yes.
Yeah. Got it.
Yes.
Go ahead.
One or deposit.
Okay.
Right. So some is deposit, some drip is deposited in pancake swap,
right,
and some drip is deposited in the faucet. Does that make sense?
It does. I've just, because how you've taught me, like I've never even seen that done, but I have heard that. So that makes sense. Go ahead.
And so when you pair the drip with BUSD, it has a unique price, just like when you pair drip with BNB has a unique price.
Yeah.
And so what's happening is people were expecting the garden, which uses drip BUSD, to start taking off, in which case the drip supply would go down. Right. Which means the price, the availability would go down because more people would have it locked up. But that's not what's happening. More people are like, oh, I don't know what's going on. So you're having the price be affected because people are bailing on a big drip asset. But normally, Matt, when that happens, things go to zero.
I was just about to say, yes, go ahead. Yep.
Right? That the economy is built, like it got delayed, and the price of animal farm pigs is still over double what it was when you were first going. I don't know. I don't know. I need to do a little bit more research before I invest, in a piggy bank, right? It's still double that size. If this was a scam, if we were stupid, or ignorant, we wouldn't be seeing this, because we'd be out of here. Because all of the signs, whether it's a dev that's saying, hey, they're going to launch stuff, he has consistent FUD attacks against him, right? And he helps feed the perception sometimes that, it's not what we think it is. Or sometimes you get told, shut up, or you'll get canceled.
Okay, got it. Yep. Okay, got it.
Yeah. So I said a lot.
No, yeah, but that makes sense. It's funny, and I say this not to spread fear or anything like that, but this is my first launch seeing, and all I've ever heard is he's great, he's fantastic. He's honestly the only one that I've been so acutely aware of. So I think I've been spoiled in that fact that you've been in DeFi and crypto longer than I have. The only crypto I knew about was, back in 2017 when I started looking at the big ones that everybody else was looking at, which, I didn't know much about it, Vitalik and, all the big ones. But, for the first time since this delayed launch, since, it's only going to be 3 minutes, I found myself last week towards the end of the week being like, I've always said, I don't think there's anything nefarious. I don't think there's anything shady going on. I don't think it's going to be a rug pull. But for the first time last week, I was like, I mean, it's possible, it's possible.
Yeah.
Like, that was an emotion that ran through my head, which just goes to show how much of just decreasing in that. But again, I mean, if I look at everything that's done, if I look at how active he is, I mean, that's a hell of a rug. That would be a rug pull to have a project out for a year and a half and then building this massive ecosystem and then all that. Like I think that's just fear speaking. I think that's just the lower part of me thinking. But it was weird because it was the first time it ever happened.
What do you think I think?
I
Or
think
do I ever think like that, you think?
no, I don't think not for Forex. No, I don't think you
I
do.
do.
Do you really?
100%.
Interesting.
I'm a security person. I trust nobody, right?
Well, that makes me good. That makes me feel good. Okay. All right.
Oh, absolutely.
Hmm.
Like, there are times when I feel like he's like the bad version of Better Call Saul,
Mm.
you know,
Okay.
like showtime,
Yeah. Yep.
but just like you do, I come back to reality.
Exactly.
Man, you would have to be lying about a lot of stuff.
Right.
I would have to ignore the wealth of your Dow. I would have to ignore the application that you have. That's one of the only applications that is running for over a year. The application that got rated from not a high risk to a medium risk, a high risk to a low risk by the blockchain you're on. You innovated a technology with one of the most trusted things in Chainlink. Like I'd have to ignore all that too.
Yeah.
Right. However, when somebody doesn't honor their word, you have to question everything, or you're just you're a fan, you're fanboy, fangirl.
Correct.
Right. Because we do those self checks, Matt, we're able to go, I'm good now. Right.
100%.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm sorry, I did not communicate effectively that, oh yeah. Oh no. There are times when I'm like, man, this is why you should always take profit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. Not just because, hey, it might be gone tomorrow, but because trust nobody.
Correct.
He's not doxxed.
Yeah.
And that's not, oh my God, he could just disappear, because he can't. Everybody would find him. Yep. Even people who try to hide get found now. So he's making himself very, I'm over here. Right. But I just can't, I forgot what I was going to say, but I just can't imagine him. This would be the con of all cons, but it wouldn't make sense that it's any level of a con, because everything that he has in the ecosystem is working. Now, here's one of the things I've always wanted to be as an investor. The person running in as people are running for the exits.
Yep.
And because I've compounded the garden enough, I think that I'm going to be okay in that aspect. The garden is now starting to produce at a crazy level. So the fact that the drip supply is increasing because more people are just cashing out.
Right.
When the thing turns back on, because of the new, and we can talk about that next, because the new metrics or the new system that Forex put in
to stimulate drip.
It's so bananas.
Yeah.
That anybody is selling drip other than for survival right now. It blows my mind that
survival
you would sell drip right now.
Survival or less. They're just like, I don't believe him. I don't trust him. I'm out.
Yeah. There you go. Yes, those two reasons. Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're not selling for it, you know what? I'm out.
Yeah.
I tried it. It's not for me.
Yeah.
Or you're like, I need to eat. But if you're going, ooh, I want to go to this rug pull.
Right. Exactly.
Or this rug pull.
Yeah.
It's a bad idea.
Yeah.
I can't how drip is this price. I remember we were like, oh my God, dude, can you imagine if drip gets to $5? Oh my God. If drip gets to $4.50, this is what we were doing.
Yeah.
Oh my God. That's going to be crazy. If you just do this, look what a max wallet would mean with it just at $4. Oh my God. Is it $4? Is it going to go to $4.50? No way.
Yeah.
So a lot of the people who were millionaires in May of 2021 were millionaires with drip at the price of $3.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Right. Now what we had is like Bitcoin, like people got in at like 60,000 and now it's just been hovering at 20,000.
Right.
Right. Some people got in at drip at 120 and it's been hovering down here, and they don't, because they think of it as an investment versus, a DeFi investment where if you compound, you'll make the money you lost back.
Right.
Yeah. That's not
the thought. Exactly. Yeah. That's not the thought. Exactly. Yeah, that's not the unanimous thought. And that I've seen that with a handful of people that have been like, I want to get in this. How do I do this? Even though you explain that and they verbalize understanding, it takes a while to adopt that understanding that, you know, if you initially put in, let's just say $3,000, and then you've compounded for X amount of months and the price drops from where you got in, your overall account value is still higher because you've been compounding, and that's smart. That's just extremely smart.
Hey, Matt, let's go back to when, sorry for interrupting if you want to finish.
No, you're good. No, you're good. Go ahead.
Remember when I was telling you about that and you were like, back in December, just talking about the concept and you were going,
yeah, because it's the first one I had ever heard that does this.
Yes, Matt, I did what you did too.
Yeah, that's that CD, and that's, I mean, in my opinion, still, it's superior to Animal Farm. I mean, and I think maybe that's based on who I am. That's obviously subjective. See, I mean,
I think it's fact.
The simplicity, the aspects of that. Well, and that's a perfect segue. So he changed this aspect for anybody that watches this, and it can't hurt for me to run back through it because I don't fully understand it still. So the aspect that he changed is going to utilize a drip and then ultimately stimulate drip. It's dogs. Explain it to me like I'm 6, because that's about how I feel when I heard it on the AMA.
Okay, with the current way that the payout was happening or the utilization of drip BUSD was happening in the old system was what you saw people doing was using other pools in the ecosystem versus the drip BUSD pool. It just wasn't attractive to them.
Got it.
So for him to make changes, he couldn't make changes to the old contract. He had to make changes to the new contract. So he figured out a better way to say, how can I incentivize this now? And my incentive plan will be to reduce, to not only buy pigs as it was before, but to also use this in the ecosystem to populate or take some of the drip out of circulation and put it in the faucet, thereby driving up the price.
Okay.
That will be done with every transaction.
Okay. So what does that actually look? So if I were to go, let's just say everything was live. If I were to go buy dogs, then I have a certain percentage of drip that's just been put in, or do you have to pair something, or how's that go? Good, sir. How are you, Era?
Era.
What's up, Mike?
So
or has he explained that?
I don't understand the question.
So how is it that it's actually doing that? Like when you go buy dogs, is dogs paired with drip, or do you have to pair them together and then?
Yeah, this is where we come to the rehypothecation, right? So yeah, it starts getting into that. So I was trying to keep the six-year-old.
No, you did a great job. You did a great job.
But there literally is a function inside of that where it's the purchasing and what the purchase and how much of a percentage gets put here and here. The bottom line is, before it wasn't really being utilized. And when it was being utilized, it only had one function. Now he's going to give it 2 functions.
Okay.
And he believes that will increase the appetite for it, which will again create more transactions, which will ultimately drive up the price in automated fashion, not based on, an influencer.
Right. Well, and isn't that in itself utility? Like if you took if you took everything away, from the animal farm and you just utilized that aspect that he's changed, that is utility.
Yes, it's an internal utility. But yes, it's a utility. But it's more like a utility like reservoir versus a utility like the faucet.
Okay.
It's more of a silent, hey, this is going to be happening in the background after every transaction. We're putting X amount in here. It kind of happens from there. It's not a big transaction. It's not sexy.
Right. Right. And
But
it's
over time, over a year,
right. Yeah. Yeah.
it's just crazy that anybody's not buying drip. I cannot believe it. And so what I'm doing is I always had the plan of, and this is not financial advice, I'm telling you my strategy.
Okay.
I always had the plan of owning more drip than anybody.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the ways I was going to facilitate that was the animal farm, the piggy bank.
Mm-hmm.
And my approach has obviously had to change because of the rollouts, but I think I've come up with a better plan now that I will save. I'll share it with you, Matt. But that I'm able to use that money right now to buy $5 drip. Are you
Right.
kidding me?
Yeah.
Like money that I would have taken and put in something that would have rugged. I mean, there's two big ones right now. I think they're managing it. So it's not official rug. It's just
Stable
not
fund.
successful launch. Stable
Yep.
fund
Yep.
is one. And I didn't get into any of them,
Yep.
but here I am, money that I would have put over there. I said, no, I'm only going into Forex Shark projects going forward.
Yeah.
So any capital I have goes into Forex Shark. And now those piggy banks are producing enough that I'm able to buy a decent amount of drip every day, fulfilling my goal to be the biggest drip owner ever.
Okay.
Using utility.
Yeah. Okay.
Right. And that's internal utility.
Okay. All right.
You know,
I didn't realize that you were buying it up. I mean, I remember you saying that that wasn't going to be one of your goals with it, which I think speaks to even more of how much you believe in drip, even versus Animal Farm, because since day one, you've always told me, here's this manor farm thing, it's going to be this other thing, it's going to be this big thing, and you've been talking about it for a long time, but still, at the end of the day, drip's a biggie, to say the least. Cole, how you doing over there? Appreciate you sliding by as always, good sir.
Yeah. If you look at Matt's arm, he's got a little thing on it. He's gonna go work out. So we don't want to keep him from his workout. But in alignment with what you're saying about the utility and it all working, and my overall goal was to go back in. Yeah, a lot changed over that time. We had miners come out. We had other software platforms come out that had games on them. We had a lot of confusion. We had a market crash, right? So my bigger goal was obfuscated by so many choices.
Yes.
When all the dust settled, the original documented plan is the one that I'm executing now. I just never expected, like, the amount of money that I should be pulling in. I thought I was going to be able to buy maybe a quarter of a drip.
Really?
But I'm buying whole drip, and at 2022 levels, people are going to be like, why didn't I get in a drip in 2022? So that's where I am.
Makes sense. So you think this is going to be one of those aspects, because I know everyone's heard it. If you would have bought Bitcoin in 2007, if you just would have spent $10, you would, you think it's going to be one of those aspects?
Oh, absolutely. As Stunna said, guys, it's not even drip season yet.
Yeah.
Like, are people going to have to go through false starts for Scratchy and any other program? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Right. I'm not saying trust in him there, but I can say that as a person living off of the Forex Shark economy for a living, wow, what is about to be uncovered blows that away during the worst market that we've seen since I was born. Yeah. Right.
And I think that speaks volumes, because obviously I know you outside of here, and I know that without a doubt. And I mean, you have no reason to lie to anyone, but I mean, somebody picks this up, they have no reason to believe you. Like, she's lying, she's just trying to support drip. But I mean, I have seen that firsthand, and I know that's absolutely the case. So, someone's living off of it. There's something there. If you're a futter, or you're just pessimistic as hell, you have to just objectively be like, someone's living off of it. There's something there. And it's not like you started living off of it yesterday. It's been a little while since you've been living off of it. So.
Yeah, just since January.
Yeah. Jesus, going on 11 months. Well, if you're feeling squirrely, slide on by, because we'll be back Fridays. We'll be popping some shows out Thursdays, possibly individually. But you got anything in closing?
Nope.
Builders, keep building.
Game on. You're an inspiration.